Welcome to the LoanArranger radio show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. They call me the LoanArranger. Appreciate you joining me on this beautiful Sunday morning. Hope you're enjoying your day. There's a lot going on out in the industry right now when it comes to real estate and mortgages. And I always want to keep my friends, you out there informed as to what's going on in the industry. I want you to know that you can always count on me to help you, your friends, and your family navigate their next real estate transaction. So if you're looking for a great mortgage company, let me tell you a little bit about myself and the organization that I run. I work for a company called CrossCountry Mortgage. If you haven't heard of CrossCountry Mortgage, we are one of the largest in the country. Matter of fact, I think we run about sixth largest mortgage company in the country right now, operating in all 50 states. So I can help you anywhere in the country that you want to buy a home. Now, having a company of that size means that we have a lot of buying power. So we are servicing most of our mortgages. You don't want a mortgage company that's going to sell you off to somebody else, then likelihood of you staying with me and me servicing your loan is highly, highly likely. Now, every mortgage company can sell loans, so I never tell you that it'll never be sold. I can only tell you that we mostly keep our mortgages, which is unlike most mortgage companies. They just don't. Now, particularly for a big mortgage company like ours, because a lot of mortgages are bought and sold into the secondary market. However, that should never impact your decision on whether you should go with a mortgage company, mine or anyone else's, because the servicing aspect of the transaction should be minor to most of it. Most of it has to do with the origination aspect of it. So what are you getting for an originator? How are they communicating with you? What do their interest rates look like? What do their closing costs look like? Are they giving great service? So here's where I start. I start with service because I don't think rate matters until you have great service. Matter of fact, I don't want to deal with a company that gives me bad service, even if they give me great terms. I'm not interested in that. It's like going to a restaurant and saying they got good food, but the service is horrible. It's just horrible. I don't want it. I'd rather have both. I want good food and I want good service. I want a great rate and I want great service. That's what you're going to get when you work with Bruce Woodburn, the LoanArranger at CrossCountry Mortgage. Now, I run the region here in Central Florida. I host 2 radio shows. I am committed to making sure that you, my client, get the very best. So that means return phone calls. That means return emails. That means our texting system. That means fast underwriting, means great interest rates and low closing costs. What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? So that's really what the LoanArranger does here. We don't mess around. We don't play games. We don't quote people things that we hope the rates will go in that direction, only to lure you in. When we give you rate quotes, it's that day's rate quote. If you want a 30-day rate quote or a 45 or a 60, I've got rates that I can lock in as long as almost a year in advance. So if you don't know what rates are going to be in 12 months from now, I can lock you in on that right now. Now, are your rates better with a short-term lock than they are a long-term lock? Of course they are. Absolutely. Do I advise you doing a 12-month lock? Not really. I don't. And that's where people get you caught up, because these long-term rate locks lock you into that lender. They don't allow you to reshop that lender at that time. You could, but you could also lose money because you will have to lock in a long-term guarantee. I don't charge any fees on anything under a 90-day lock. There's no lock-in commitment fee that you would pay under a 90-day lock. So I don't think that you should look right now at rates going up much higher than they are right now. Are they going to go up? They probably will go up. When are they going to stop going up? Probably around the end of the year. Maybe October if we're really lucky, depending on how the midterms go. But that's where I kind of think the rates are going to go. If you have questions for me, or you'd like to talk to me, you want to call me on the air, you want to text me, you want to call during the week, you can reach me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. If you want help with your mortgage, I would be honored to help you with your financing. Go to webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Got a lot of things to talk about on the show today. I've lost my voice a little bit over the weekend, but we're going to manage to get through it just fine. But just don't say, hey, that doesn't sound like the Lone Ranger. It is me, but my voice has gone a little bit. So we're working on that. All right. So we had a pretty good week in the market. Now, when I look at the market, I'm watching the bond market all day because that's what impacts interest rates for you. So I want bonds to be up. That way rates will come down. So bonds were up. We had a good week last week. We had a pretty good week this week. Those are the best 2 weeks that I've seen probably in the last 3 months. So not a bad idea. If you're already locked in with another lender, call me, give me an opportunity to beat that rate. I'm going to do whatever I can. If you are looking to purchase a home right now, I'm going to tell you something. Buyers have been at a huge disadvantage. Would you guys not agree with that? I mean, we are deep into a seller's market, but things are starting to change. The tides are changing. The storm has come. We're probably in a recession right now, whether our federal government's going to tell us that or not. I'd say we're in a slight recession, but it could get a little bit worse. Why do I think it could get worse? Because I don't see that we've hit the peak of inflation yet. And once the peak of inflation happens, then we should start turning the corner and coming down the other side of the mountain. So right now, I still think we're climbing the mountain. You still have the Fed going to increase Fed rates again. They promised several more rate increases. I've heard as many as 18. I can't see how that could possibly happen, but I do anticipate that the Fed will increase interest rates again because inflation is out of control and they don't know what to do with it. They absolutely don't know what to do. Matter of fact, if you ask them that question, they'll just change the question completely. They go, well, our inflation isn't as bad as other countries are. Well, so what? You know, that's like the old saying my mother used to say, well, just because your friend jumped off the bridge, does that mean you're going to jump off the bridge? And I used to go, what bridge, Mom? Okay. All right. We'll change that subject and go on to why I think it's a good time to be in the market. Interest rates are continuing to rise. Everybody that's getting an interest rate right now, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to refinance you later, okay? But I still think you should be in the market. I'm not as crazy about interest rates going up. I'm no crazier about them than you are. It slows business down, so I don't like it as much, but I'm still buying property. The loanarranger's buying property. If I'm buying property, you should buy property. That means it's a good investment. You're going to see a slight lull, and then you're going to see us just explode again. Don't wait for that to happen. Get into the market right now. Now, there's a couple things that I think are now going to help the buyer because the buyer's been at a complete disadvantage for quite some time, right? We're deep into the seller's market, but things are shifting. Matter of fact, there was 176 less homes on the market this month from last month. That's a pretty substantial decrease in the homes in inventory. So that's going to slow things down. So that's going to put buyers a little bit more in control. Now, I'm not going to tell you that it is a buyer's market because it's not. We still only have about 3 to 4 weeks supply of inventory. We need 6 months to be a balanced market, and we need more than 6 months to be a buyer's market. However, there is something in the horizon, and I think the horizon has come. Now, we are starting to see that if you go into the market right now, the chances on you paying over ask price are very slim. I think sellers have gotten a reality check, and you're not going to pay over ask price. You might even get a little under ask price. Now, as time goes on, you may be able to, if you have a strong real estate agent, negotiate some buyer paid closing costs. So I'm going to introduce you to a program that I used to do, and now I'm going to do it again because I want to help more home buyers. If you're considering buying a home, listen to this message and listen carefully. First of all, write down my phone number, 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger, not the Lone Ranger, the Loan Arranger. That's my name, Bruce Woodburn. Now listen, here's what I'm going to do for buyers. I have gone out into the Central Florida market, everywhere from Melbourne, Daytona, New Smyrna, DeLand, DeBary, Orlando, Kissimmee, Davenport, Claremont, Mineola, Groveland, Winter Park, all these areas, and I handpicked a select group of real estate agents to join my program. And here's the program, because it benefits you. You call me, I'll refer you to the best agent that's been vetted on my list and that I have done business with in the past, and I know their professional behavior and I know their negotiating skills. So you call me. They now, if I refer you to my real estate agent that I've vetted, will have to contribute 25% of the buy side commission towards your closing costs. Now you heard me right, folks, 25% of the buy side commission. So let's just put this in perspective. Let's just say you bought a $350,000 house and the listing agent gets half of a 6% commission. So they get 3, the buyer's agent gets 3. 3% of 350,000 is 10.5. You would get 25% of that, which would be $2,500 towards your closing costs. $400,000 if the buyer agent's getting 3%, you'd get $3,000. If you're buying an $800,000 house, the buyer's agent's getting 3%, you're going to get $6,000 that the buyer's agent will now contribute toward your closing costs. Now, here's the other thing. I'm encouraging these buyer's agents to also negotiate that the seller picks up some closing costs. So you can't guarantee, because every transaction is different, but if I've got the seller picking up closing costs and I've got the buyer's agent paying some closing costs, I'm telling you, it's a win-win for you guys. And you get a great mortgage from the Loan Arranger. Call me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or go to webringyouhome.com. I will refer you to a great real estate agent. If that real estate agent, for any reason, and this is just as a disclaimer, isn't everything that you expected them to be, then you call me back. I will connect you with another one, because I have agents knocking my door down to get on this program, and I just started it. So I'm committed to making sure that you, my listener, my loyal listener, has got the very best that's available, and we're gonna fight like heck to make sure you got it. You call the Loan Arranger at 407-706-3313. Now, can you combine other programs with this? Yes, my Hometown Hero program. If you're in law enforcement, first responder, educator, and you are certified in any of those occupations, you can get up to $25,000 towards down payment and closing costs. Now, can you imagine by mixing that with the real estate agent contributing and negotiating some seller closing costs? I mean, come on. You might be able to use the whole $25,000 if you're qualified for up to $25,000 just to do a principal reduction. It's just a no-brainer. It's an absolute, the best no-brainer that I've heard in a long time. You've got to get on the stick with this. If you know anybody that's renting right now or anybody that's considering selling and then buying, you send them over to me, the Loan Arranger. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or webringyouhome.com. There is no obligation to this program. There's no contract that you're going to sign. There's no strings attached. There's just money in your pocket. I designed this program to benefit the buyer because you guys have been at a disadvantage. And don't worry about the interest rate. We're all paying a little higher interest rates than we'd like to, but that is going to change. And when it does, you're going to be on my family program. Then I'll refinance you out of the higher rate and into the lower rate. Now, here's what happens. A lot of people jump the gun as soon as things start to drop and they start looking at refinancing. I will consult with you as to when I think would be the best time for you to refinance. That's what you get from the Loan Arranger, somebody that's truly interested in helping you, helping the community, helping you get the most and the biggest bang for your buck. The Loan Arranger, 407-706-3313. If you're a teacher, law enforcement, first responder, or educator, call me about Hometown Heroes. I am going to be teaching a class this month on Hometown Heroes to realtors and the general public, and that's going to be on July the 20th from 6 to 7:30 at Miller's Ale House. Register at webringyouhome.com right away. webringyouhome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger Show and more ways that I can help you save money on your next real estate transaction. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Loan Arranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. They call me the Loan Arranger. I'm here to make sure that you always get the right information when it's coming from the real estate market. What's going on in the industry right now? What are interest rates doing? Is it a good time to buy? Is it not such a good time to buy? What's the story when it comes to all that? Boy, I had a little bit of an echo. And believe me, guys, it's not your speakers. It's my voice. I'm losing my voice. So let's just see if we can get this to sound just a little bit better because I'm a little hoarse from the weekend, from yesterday. But I'll tell you what. The market, we actually had some good days in the market. So I'm really impressed that we've actually had some lower rates come in the last couple of weeks. Isn't that great news? I mean, that's like saying, hey, look at your gas went from $2.10 to $3.10 to $4.10 to almost $5. Oh my God, now it's back to $4. Let's have a party. So look at interest rates are still going to go up. We're going to see them climb until this inflation thing's over with. We haven't even come to the peak of the inflation. When that happens, you'll start to see interest rates curve. But we had a couple of good weeks in the market. You got to take it for what it is. I like it. It helped me lock in some folks at a little bit lower rate than they were 2 weeks ago. So that's good news. Now, I want to tell you something. I think it's still a good time to buy. My wife and I just bought 2 more properties. We're looking at 2 more properties right now. I want to put another 4 to 5 properties in my portfolio. Why? Because I see that we will get the appreciation between now and 2026. We're going to explode. This market's going to explode. Come on, we're going to have like a bullet train coming out of Orlando all the way to Miami, going direct lines, going to Disney and to the Orange County Convention Center. There's limited amount of property that is available right now. Your builders can't build any faster than they're building. Inflation is driving the cost of products up, which will drive the cost of houses up. You can't expect, and I hear people say this, well, what if housing prices are going to drop? They're not going to drop. Now, don't misunderstand me. They're coming down a little bit because people that are selling aren't going to get the value that they were asking for before. So they'll taper down a little bit. And that's good news. That is your buying opportunity. Buy now. Now's the time to strike, because once inflation hits the curve and you and I can't time it, you're going to see prices start to go up again. So buy now. Interest rates are a little higher than you're going to like. I already know that. Don't worry. I'm going to refinance you. I will refinance you later. It's just going to happen. I'm refinancing my loans that I just got. I'll refinance yours. However, get into the market. So here's what I'm doing for all my buyers out there. I created a program and I handpicked and I'm telling you, handpicked real estate agents throughout Central Florida. Just a small group of them that would be willing to help my buyers out with closing costs. So you call me, the Loan Arranger, at 407-706-3313. I'll connect you to a hand-picked real estate agent that knows the area. Why did I pick several? Because I need several that know the area. So if you want to buy DeLand, Deltona, Daytona, Melbourne, Orlando, Groveland, Hunters Creek, I've got agents in each of those areas that will participate and pay 25% of their commission toward your closing costs. Think about this, guys. This is not chopped liver. You buy a $400,000 house. If that agent's getting a 3% commission, you got $3,000 coming toward closing costs. Now, we're also going to get them to help negotiate closing costs on your behalf. Now, that is what the Loan Arranger does for his folks. So your mama didn't raise no fool now.
My mama didn't raise no fool.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
Your mama didn't raise no fool, and neither did you. So you call the Loan Arranger at 407-706-3313 or go directly to my website at webringyouhome.com. I'm going to get money in your pocket to help you pay your closing costs on your next purchase transaction. Call me right away. Don't forget to ask for the Loan Arranger's real estate program, and I'll get you connected. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. Welcome back to the Loan Arranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I'm the Loan Arranger. Hopefully you find this show not only entertaining, but very informative when it comes to the biggest investment that you have, your real estate. I always have believed in real estate is the number one way to make money. It's so easy. Now listen, don't get me wrong. I invest in my 401k. I have IRAs. I own stocks. But I'm going to tell you something. You put real estate in your portfolio, I can guarantee you will make more money in real estate than anything else. Why? Because your company may match your 401k, but they're not paying all your 401k. And if they are, you're making a mistake. So I believe in maxing out your 401k. Hopefully your company makes a contribution. Mine does not, but some of yours will. But in real estate, once you own real estate and you start investing in investment properties, other people are making your mortgage payment for you. Now, I created a program called my Leapfrog program that I developed because I wasn't that smart. I don't have a finance degree, but here's what I did. I learned that I could buy properties as a primary residence only. Now, you have to live in them, but you only have to live in them for a year. So I bought one, lived in it, rented it, bought another one, lived in it, rented it, and I did this 5 times over. Then I took all the overages of my mortgages. Now, some people may think they should live on those overages. I did not do that. I had a different plan in place. I was using these properties as my retirement. So can you spend your 401k money right now? You shouldn't. Even if you could, you shouldn't. You shouldn't spend your real estate money. So I took all the overages of my rents and I applied them to my properties. But I did not apply the overage of each property to that property's mortgage. No, I didn't. I created a program where all the money went to pay one mortgage and then the next one and the next one and next one. And that allowed me to accelerate the payoffs of my mortgages much quicker than it would if you applied that little bit of extra rent toward each mortgage. So I can show you on paper how you could own 5 properties over a period of time. Now, just 5, 4 of them are rentals, making you about $25,000 a month in rental income. That's right. You heard me. You can make that depending on, I've got a whole scale and I only use a 5% rent appreciation, but you'll have all properties paid off within 20 years. That's 5 properties free and clear in 20 years, making you $25,000 a month, and you'll have about $4 million worth of free and clear real estate. Now, how would you like to pass that on to your children? That's the way you do it. 407-706-3313. That's my phone number, 407-706-3313. You can call me there or you can text me there. It's actually my number. It's the real number. I'm here to help you. I want to walk you and your children through that process. I want to walk your friends and family and your coworkers through that process. If you want help with real estate, I want you to know you have somebody you can count on. The Loan Arranger is here to help you. So I put together a great program that's going to be designed to help buyers navigate this market. Because let's face it, housing prices have gone up. First-time home buyers are at the greatest disadvantage. Housing prices have gone up and interest rates went up. First-time home buyers at a greater disadvantage. So what I did is I took a hand-selected, hand-picked group of real estate agents throughout Central Florida, from Daytona to Davenport, from Melbourne to Mims, to Groveland, and all the cities in between, and I hand-picked my favorite real estate agent, not because I like them, but because they're great negotiators. And I agreed that each one of them would contribute 25% or a quarter of their commission toward back to the buyer to cover closing costs. If you're interested in that, you call me at 407-706-3313. I mean, let's face it, if you're at a $400,000 transaction, that's going to put about $3,000 in your pocket toward your closing costs. Now, what we're doing is I'm encouraging these agents to fight hard for additional closing costs for you from the seller. So then you pick up a little bit more. And then if you're looking at one of my down payment assistance programs like Hometown Heroes, you could get up to $25,000 worth of money from that too. You can stack it. We can do it. But now there's no excuse that anybody should be renting in this market. Stop the renting right now. And call the Loan Arranger at 407-706-3313. Now, there's always going to be people that have to rent. We call them BTRs. They're born to rent. They'll always be renters. They're not responsible enough to own a home. And listen, it's sad. It'd be nice to think that that was never the case, but it is the case. The same people create the same problems over and over again. And there's always going to be a great pool of people that just can't buy, and they're always going to rent. So guess what? Who should they rent from? They should rent from you, and they should rent from me, and we'll be good landlords. I practice good landlordship. That means I'm responsible. I fix things when they break immediately. I don't care if it's Christmas Day. I will send somebody out there to fix that problem, no matter what it is. The responsibility of the tenant is to always pay the rent on time and to notify the landlord if something is broken. A landlord that doesn't fix broken objects is an idiot, because all they're doing is creating more work for themselves down the road. That's not what a good landlord's all about. A good landlord prices the property right. They're not over rent. They're good with their tenants, but the tenants have a responsibility too. I'll show you how to do that. If you're interested in getting into one of my classes, visit my website at webringyouhome.com. Or if you have somebody you'd like to refer to me that you'd like to help, maybe they're renting and you just want to put them in contact with somebody like me, put them in contact with somebody like me. They're in great hands. You can reach the Loan Arranger, Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage at 407-706-3313, or just go to my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. I'll help them out with the Loan Arranger real estate program and helping them get money back in their pocket to defray some closing costs. It's not that hard, you guys. It's not that hard. And I hand-picked real estate agents. Now, for those of you that would like to build your own home and you don't want to buy a production home because you can't even push a wheelbarrow between two houses without scraping your knuckles on the neighbor's house, then what you want to do is call me and get into my construction perm program. If you are a real estate agent, if you are a builder that's building between 5 and 50 homes a year, or if you are a landowner that wants to build on your own lot, or you have the desire to buy a lot and build your own custom home on it, then see me. And I'm going to be teaching a class on construction perm lending at Outback Steakhouse, and that's going to be on Friday the 15th from 11:30 to 1. Lunch will be served. No kids allowed, please. In any of my classes, I don't want children to come because it's a learning moment. This is not a sales pitch, guys. There's no sales pitch in any of this stuff. Granted, I would like you to do business with me, but there will be no sales pitch. There's nothing that you're going to have to sign up for. You don't have to buy my CDs or 8-track tapes. It's just an information class so that you, my customers, my listeners are better informed than the average person. That's my goal, to give you more information so you can make smart decisions and you can amass wealth in your lifetime. Hey, look I'm a 10th grade dropout. I dropped out of school in the 10th grade. Okay. I went back, got my GED. Okay. I don't have a finance degree. I do have a PhD. However, you may have heard of one. It's called a public high school diploma, but mine is a public high school diploma equivalency. So I'm not the smartest guy you ever met. I don't have the greatest education. What I do is I'm very good with money. I understand how money works, and I understand how to grow money. I started to amass a pretty substantial wealth in my 30s because people came to me that cared enough about me to help me go in the right direction and do the right thing. change some bad habits, instill some good habits. If you're interested in that, or you'd like your children to come to one of my classes, then enroll them. Go to webringyouhome.com or text me at 407-706-3313. Matter of fact, you can text me your kid's number too, and I'll hound them. Now, we're not talking about little kids. We're talking about kids 17 to 25 that need a leg up. I like the 17-year-olds because I can help instill good habits in them now. I can help them with good credit, establishing credit, understanding how to balance an account. I teach kids that because your schools don't anymore. Now, our great Governor Ron DeSantis is instilling some new home ec classes that will help kids with that, and I'm all in for that for sure. So, but if you'd like my help, I'm always love to help your kids, your adult children. But if you are thinking about helping them, I want you to think about one more thing. If you plan on leaving your children money in an inheritance, why not do it now while you're alive to see them enjoy it? And by doing that, why not change their life forever and help them with the down payment on a house? Now, don't just deposit money in their account. Call me. There's a process for a gift from a family member. Okay, but I will help you with that. 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. I will help you with any one of those. If you are interested in getting into my Hometown Heroes class because you want to understand how you can tap into as much as $25,000 of government money, then I'll show you how to do that. If you're a real estate agent and you don't understand Hometown Heroes inside and out, then you should not talk to clients about it. If your real estate agent mentions Hometown Heroes to you and they don't understand it, hang up on them, call me, I'll connect you with an agent that does. And if you don't, I'm having a class on July 20th from 6 to 7:30 at Miller's Ale House, and it'll be all about Hometown Heroes and other down payment assistance and low down payment programs that are available. So if you're considering buying or you know somebody that's buying, get them into that class. The class for Hometown Heroes and down payment assistance would be $20 a head to get in. There will be food and drink involved. No children, please. $30 per couple. I am already filling up the house because this program is red hot and a lot of people don't understand it. They think they qualify for it and they don't. And then there's another segment of the market that doesn't think they qualify and they do. Let the loan arranger set you straight. If you're a real estate agent, you'll walk out of there a smarter real estate agent. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. Any questions about that, let me know. What's going on right now with the mortgage rates? What's happening with that? Do you really know what's happening? Well, I can tell you this. I got good news for you. We saw a little break in the action this week and last week. Bonds were up, rates were down. We like bonds to be up. If you think that your loan officer at your bank is the most well-informed loan officer, trust me, they're not. I'm going to tell you something. I interview these folks all the time. My assistants on my team know more than most loan officers that I've met. I'm telling you, carte blanche. They know guidelines, they know rules, they know the ins and outs, and they know how to get clients approved and close quickly. At CrossCountry Mortgage, everything is house. Everything from the way we originate loans to processing them to underwriting to closing and funding and even keeping those mortgages in our portfolio. We are a full-service lender. Why not go right to the source? Heck, I lend in all 50 states. I got loans in Oklahoma, a bunch in Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee. I mean, I've got them all over the country. Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, everywhere. I've got loans that I'm helping folks with right now. Why not let the person who cares the most about you and your family and will always give you sound advice, the loan arranger? I'm applying for the job. Put me to the test. If I don't live up to your standards, fire me right on the spot. I would if I were you. I would not tolerate somebody in a professional environment that doesn't truly care about my family and my best interest ahead of theirs. And no one on my team will ever put our best interest or any profits above your best interest. Never, not on my watch. That is my solemn promise to you, my loyal listeners out there. And if you have questions about real estate transactions in general, let me know. I connect you with the best real estate agents in the market. You can also get rebates back from the real estate agents by using my LoanArranger real estate program. So give me a call when it comes to anything that has to do with buying, selling a home, or getting financed on it. 407-706-3313. I'm the LoanArranger. 407-706-3313, or just go to webringyouhome.com. The easiest doggone website to apply for a mortgage in the history of the world. Stay tuned. I'll be back in 5 minutes with our last segment of the LoanArranger Show. Welcome back to the last segment of the LoanArranger radio show. I hope you've enjoyed this show. I want to wish you a very, very enjoyable weekend. I hope you can get some things done around the house this Sunday. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate you listening to the show. A couple of things I do want to talk about, and that is that before we go, that if you are out looking for a piece of property, allow me the opportunity to connect you with the right real estate agents in the area that you're looking for. So, I've got a program that will give you closing costs by using one of the agents that I've already vetted, no strings attached. In other words, they do not pay me for these referrals, not one red cent. I do not ask for any money. What I do ask is they give you money. So I find the best agents, and only the ones I've worked with in the past, that are truly dedicated to their profession. They're there for you. So if you're interested, you call me at 407-706-3313, and I will connect you with the right real estate agent, and you will get some money back in your pocket. And you got to think about this. A $400,000 transaction where the buyer's agent is getting paid a 3% commission, that could put about $3,000 back in your pocket. That's a no-brainer for me. If you have questions about it, go to webringyouhome.com or apply online at webringyouhome.com, or I can't even get my own phone number out. Phone number is 407-706-3313. If you'd like to get into one of my classes, I'm teaching a construction perm class this month for real estate agents and people that want to build their own home. I'm also teaching a class on hometown heroes. Down payment assistance, the newest, greatest down payment assistance program. You can get up to $25,000 in down payment assistance money. Now think about that. You call me. I connect you with a real estate agent that gives you full service, no discount brokerage stuff, no kickbacks, no obligation, pays 25% of their commission to you. Let's just say that's a $400,000 transaction. They're giving you $3,000. Now, they're instructed to try to negotiate closing costs from the seller. Let's just say you get another $3,000. That's $6,000. Now we put you through Hometown Heroes. You could get up to $25,000. Well, on a $400,000 transaction, you're probably going to get about $15,000. Come on, you guys. That's a no-brainer. So now you're up to over $20,000 towards your closing costs and down payment. It just makes sense. 407-706-3313. I'm the LoanArranger. I'm licensed in all 50 states. I can help you anywhere you want to go. You want a great real estate agent? I can help you. You want down payment assistance? I can help you. I have put together these programs because I know that the buyer in today's market is the one at the greatest disadvantage. First-time home buyers particularly. So if you're a first-time home buyer, you call me, we're going to get you into a house. I know interest rates are up right now. You don't need to tell me that. I'm living the life. I see it every day. Everyone that gets a mortgage today will likely refinance within the next 5 years, probably sooner than that. But that's the guidance that you're here to get. That's the professionalism and the guidance that I'm going to give you to make sure you're always safe and that you've always got the best that's available. All you got to do is think of the LoanArranger. 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313. So I'd like just to take this last minute to thank you. I know you're out doing things around the house. Same things I'm doing today. Doing some yard work, fixing some sprinklers. I got a little bit of painting to do and touch up. I got a rental property I'm doing some work on. I'm there to help you with all of your needs as well. I'm not going to come out there and mow your yard, but I'll give you a hand when it comes to understanding and navigating the real estate industry. You pick up the phone, you call me, you got a friend on the other line, 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for listening to this show. I hope you find it interesting, and you always know you got somebody to call. Just call 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. We'll make sure your real estate agent, your real estate transaction goes in the right direction every single time. Thank you very much and have a great weekend.